What's up, folks? I'm Odd, by the way, and welcome back to the Tober of Tobers. This is the kind of gauntlet that I've been doing for an Inktober style situation, almost, but with a little bit of a twist. So I have here a boop. This wheel of different prompt lists from, mainly just from a thing that I found on Tumblr. So they're all Tumblr links. But I am creating this wheel to successively follow each day in a different list. So in this instance, this is going to be day 7 through 9. And so list 7 is going to be day 7 of list 7. Day 8 is going to be day 8 of list 8, so on, etc. for our 31 days. I'm doing 3 at a time until the end of the month, which will be 4, just because that's how October works. So, come join me, and let's spin the wheel to see what we get. We are on our 3rd episode insofar, and I've been having fun. So, let's spin. I should have brought up my notepad, it's alright. Get it in a second. Woo! Alright. Put this in the new tab, remove it from this wheel. Let me get Temsi pick 2. I don't know what that means. But okay, so this is Pix Promptober, and we are on day 7, which is Creed. Now that's an interesting word. I'm not like... My brain goes to Assassin's Creed, and I know that's not exactly what is there. Let me look it up, actually. What does creed mean? Creed, a system of Christian religious beliefs, of faith, a formal statement of beliefs, especially the Apostles' Creed or the Nicene Creed. Set of belief which guides someone's actions. Okay. Not everyone follows a creed of acceptance and understanding. Alright, so it's like somebody's values, almost. Okay. That makes sense. Alright. Day 8. And... red. Yellow. Yellow! Alright. That. Boop. Woo, look at this one. It's all tie-dye, almost. Mystical Beast Tumblr. They're looking for day 8. Virus. Ooh. A lot of these seem very, like, very squelchy. I'm sorry for that. But they do, don't they? A little gory. But I'm done with that. What kind of virus? I guess we shall have to see. Okay. Final selection. Ooh, green. Green. Nice. Alright. This is day 9. Obscure. Alright. We've got some obscure prompts this time around. Creed, virus, and obscure. Alright. Move. Save this. Rename it first. Okay. Sweet. Alright, well we have our prompts for this round, so I will get right to that and show you the next 3 days coming up ahead. You get to go into the future. I have no idea what's to come. I'll see you there. Alright, so we're starting out with the prompt Creed. Since Creed already has that religious sort of meaning, I thought some sort of ritualistic theme would make sense. I wanted to draw a cool sort of downward view on a witch character looking up at the camera, about to make a creed toward her coven. She's obviously being influenced by some sort of magic because her pupils have become star-shaped and her irises the same color as the blue flames on the candles. I wanted some really low light vibes going on, and I played around with even more noise than I usually do. It wound up giving the vibe of a really dark picture, or even just a standard dark room with regular eyesight. This is definitely one of the more simple pieces I've made so far, but I still think that it came out pretty interesting. This is Rowan. She's a young witch who has recently started a rite of passage of sorts. She was to be given a vision after making a creed of allegiance to her coven. Something goes strangely during all of this, though, and she comes in contact with something far older than her or any of her family seems to know about. Rowan came into far more magic than anticipated, it seems. Next day is Virus, and maybe it was the fact that I watched most of the Resident Evil movies or something, but the first thought that came to my mind was crow, so I decided to start with a crow, but there's obviously something wrong going on. Weird protrusions coming out of it. I decided to make this seem a bit more like a magical affliction, if only so it wouldn't turn out too gory, although it kind of still is in my mind. This piece is almost kind of a redraw of an older concept I played around with. Kinda. Both were very goopy crows, and that's really the only connecting thread. Though in that original one, I thought about how, like, the Beatles song, Blackbird, seems like it could be almost like an incantation, like a necromancer reconstituting a dead crow. Take these broken wings and learn to fly, sunken eyes and see, etc. My approach to that initially was just a crow arising from some primordial goop. This was a good couple of years ago, so I don't know if I could find it or if I'd want to. But this was just a more regular crow going through it. I just thought that it seemed very similar and thought that I would point that out. But this is Pepper. She is currently suffering from Draconitis, a strange mutative magical virus that occurs in highly magical creatures like familiars. Pepper is actually Rowan's familiar, which, what with the continuing narrative? Which is also why I decided to give her those blue eyes. But eventually she will fully morph into a dragon if left unhindered. It is a horrific process bodily, and creatures rarely live through it in the wild. The resulting dragon resembles the original creature, obviously, but with more dragon-like traits and probably a little bit more mental and physical trauma. And finally, we have Obscure. I figured there could be some different approaches in this one. I feel like an obscure show, like in real life, was probably the initial intention, although I didn't want to be making any fan art. But then I thought maybe like obscured as in a character covering themselves to some degree. And then I got excited by another idea. Kind of a combination, not really, just the first one, but different. A character from a fake obscure show. I thought it would be fun to do a kind of mascot horror approach where this is a character who, in universe, was very obscure or had drifted into obscurity. I also decided to approach a more rubber hose style, which was more complicated to get right than you would initially think, or maybe I just have trouble kind of transferring styles like that. I wound up landing on a hyena character for this because I thought it would be fun and that it hasn't necessarily been done. And it adds that touch of danger because the character themselves is a predator. I wanted to make it look like an old poster that's been mysteriously torn up, seemingly with some claw marks. I really wanted this to look like something you'd see on the walls of an indie game where you're very clearly supposed to be chased by some evil version of this character, you know? But this is Giddy. He's a hyena known for relatively tame mischief in most of his stories. His show aired alongside hundreds of others during the same era and kind of fell to the wayside. His creator was always upset by this and tried multiple times to make the character bigger and better for more attention. Surely nothing nefarious could come of this. I do really like how this character and the vibes all around turned out. I could see Giddy maybe being some weird distant connection to my other mascot horror concept, Lullaby, so maybe he'll come back around. But those are all of the prompts from this batch. Let me know which one was your favorite and give this video a like if you did like it. You can always subscribe to catch the rest of this month and any other fun art challenges I do in the future. At that though, I'm going to leave this here and I'll see y'all on Sunday for days 10 through 12. I think I got the day wrong last time, so sorry in advance if I get it wrong again.